Hello again, this is Sam Houston, and welcome to My Front Porch. Hold on to your hat. Another election is just around the corner. It's been said to me that time goes by faster as you get older. Since I'll be 70 on my next birthday, it's fair to say I have a little life experience in my back pocket. Generally, I've found that statement to be true. Every year seems to pass quicker than the year before. As I look forward to a new season or some event, before I even know it, time has passed before I turn around. Those days of youth when I wish time would move faster and I could get on to all the things that I wanted to do in my future had transformed into mellow thoughts about how I wish time would slow down so I could experience the present. Unfortunately, one experience which I do not look forward to is election season, and it's just around the corner. There was a time when I was heavily engaged in politics, but no more. Like many others, I've become disillusioned by politicians and the process. I long for statesmen who serve to improve the life and experiences of the electorate and didn't pursue public service for the private gain. These were men and women who had vision and believed in working across the aisle to achieve great things which improved the day-to-day life and opportunities for their constituents. Those days seem to have gone because today's politicians are much more concerned about maintaining power and control than they are about finding solutions. The sad part is that we voters have allowed this all to happen. The electorate seems to follow candidates like a Labrador follows someone dragging a bone. They like the scent the candidate lays out, and whether there is any meat on the bone seems to be irrelevant. If a voter's tribe gets elected, the actual results generated by the candidate do not seem to matter much, as long as power is maintained. If there are failures or lack of action by the office holder, they are seemingly forgotten or simply ignored. When such a candidate seeks office in the future, they'll spill out whatever baloney the voters will swallow, and whether what they promote is right or wrong or will work or not is immaterial. It's all about power and control and the perception of success, not the reality of whether the nation or the state has been improved. Tell people what they want to hear to get the vote. Heaven forbid anyone actually attack the long list of issues our nation needs to resolve. I fear that the rich and powerful increasingly control our world, and the protection for the middle class of hardworking Americans is less and less. When the day comes when an average American no longer feels they have a reasonable opportunity to succeed, or when the only people who can hit a triple are the ones already born on third base, our country is doomed. The entire premise of America and why we have peacefully existed as a melting pot of nationalities and faiths is because everyone has an opportunity to prosper and advance. We once called that idea the American dream. When the dream disappears, we become a nation of haves and have-nots. Look at your history books and see how those type of societies operated and what their futures held. I hope during this election cycle that our politicians focus on the real problems before us and work together to find solutions to the problems that exist. We don't need more mouthpieces running around telling us everything is wrong. We need candidates which have a plan to solve our problems, the vision to secure a healthy, prosperous future for our next generation, and the backbone to stand up for what is right and get the job done. I'm not yet pessimistic about our collective future, but my optimism has dampened. The only way for things to improve is for the electorate to hold candidates accountable, and we need to start doing that right now. Look for candidates with solutions, not those who only like to point out failings. Vote for those with a vision of what the future might bring, not those who simply complain and seek blame. Most of all, vote for men and women that put Texas and Texans first and their own silly political agenda second. Governing is more than a political slogan or being part of a tribe. It's making tough decisions and setting priorities, not trying to govern by political polls and the demands of paid lobbyists. Keep Texas free from oppression from within, and should always be from oppression from a foreign source. Thought for the day. Office has no charm for me if it has to be purchased at the sacrifice of my conscience and the loss of my self-respect. Sam Houston of Texas. Until next time, I'll keep riding the storm out.